In today's video I will be explaining what is a ZvZ and how you can improve your fighting win rate. Firstly, what is a ZvZ? A ZvZ is a term used for Zerg versus Zerg. Usually this means a specific fighting style where there are 2 or more groups fighting, with each team consisting of over 20 people. As you might know, that means you have to have a specific set or build with a high enough item power. Usually the builds and item power limits are set by the current shot caller. A lot of Discords have a channel created that include all the permitted builds you're allowed to come to ZvZ with. ZvZ usually occurs in either the black zone in between alliances and guilds or in the red zone during a bandit event. During the ZvZ, everyone has a specific battle station. The battle stance changes if the shot caller says so or he moves, meaning that the whole group must adjust to their location in consideration to the main tank. Usually the healers and supports are at the back, ranged DPS is gathered at the middle, and the tanks up front with melee DPS on the sides. The shot caller usually says something along the lines of engage in 3, 2, 1. That means he's going to clump the enemies up on 1 so the damage dealers can bomb them. Melee damage players are normally sent into the enemy backline to cause disturbances and negate the enemy backline. Supports should be ready to defend their team if they get clumped, either by shielding, removing crowd control, or stopping the enemies. If you see a tank running towards your backline, be sure to use Night Helmet so you won't get clumped. The Night Helmet gives 10 allies a forced movement resistance. This is the reason why you need to come with a ZvZ build, otherwise you might be the reason your team will fail. There are also weapons that have a high skill gap, meaning that they should only be used by experienced players, such as the Enigmatic Staff, Great Arcane Staff, and also the Engage Tank role. In a ZvZ, it is highly recommended that you bring a tier 7 resistance potion and food, either an omelette or tier 8 beef stew. The potions should be used when the enemy is engaging, since it gives you a high crowd control resistance and increases your defensive stats for 6 seconds. You can also bring 10 siphoned energy to overcharge your gear, meaning that your gear will get a 30-minute item power boost by 100 points, but at the end of the timer your gear pieces will have a chance to break. How to communicate during a ZvZ. When fighting in a ZvZ setting, I recommend thinking twice about talking, because interrupting the shot caller might get your party killed. If you see an enemy, inspect him quickly if you can, and call out his item power and build. If you can't inspect him, just say that you saw a red player. When you call something out in Albion, don't forget to always say the direction. You can find the directions on the bottom of your screen on the minimap. During a fight, try to stay quiet so the call doesn't get interrupted. Speak up only if it's required to or when you have important information. What do callouts mean? The shot caller has a lot of callouts, meaning that you have to know them to fight at a higher level. Let's start off with the basics. De-blob means splitting up so your team doesn't create a blob on the map. This is used to bomb enemies since they can't see you coming if there's no blob. Blobs are created when 11 or more people are together in a small space on the map. There are different types of blobs, from tier 1 to 6. The higher the tier, the bigger the blob, also meaning more people are in that area. When the shot caller tells you to walk, that means staying dismounted and walking with the group without using abilities. This usually happens during a fight or before bombing enemies. When the shot caller says defensives, that means defensive tanks and supports are using their abilities to hold the enemy back from pushing into your group. Hit the clump usually means that the engaging tank in your team has formed a clump consisting of enemies and they want you to hit them with all of your abilities as fast as you can. The faster you hit the clump, the more fights you're gonna win. I think that should be all. If you have any more questions, you can either ask them by joining my Discord and sending me a private message, or you can leave a comment. Good luck in future ZvZ, and thank you for watching.